Hey, everybody. Super excited to have my friends here. We're going to talk about luxury and we're doing things totally different this time. I am turning over to my friend Esther, who is going to take charge of it. So I'm so thankful. Thank you for doing this, Esther. It's exciting.
Yeah, no worries. You all know how Jennifer calls up and says, "Hey, I want you to come on to my show, and what's your topic?" Well, my topic was, "Can y'all tell me about luxury? Like, how did it go?" So that's not really something I get to talk about, but I absolutely will sit and learn from Jennifer for a minute. So if you guys are with me, she's invited Jackson from Greenville and Gina from Kansas City. I'm sorry, I read better than I remember, from Kansas City. So I'm going to just interview the three of them. Jennifer, do you have anything else you need to say before I get all
No,
into it?
no, I love it. Get going. And if
Okay.
anybody has any remarks, please comment. Give us your feedback on luxury.
This has been a really interesting conversation in the Remax family for a couple of years because we weren't really exactly sure what luxury was. We were thinking maybe is it for people who are looking to break into the luxury market? Maybe is it for people who are already in the luxury market to come and learn tips and tricks and work with vendors and that kind of stuff? Who exactly are they catering to? I think a lot of us honestly feel like, oh, good. Do I get to see my Remax family? I don't really care what like. Let's just get in there and see people. Which maybe that isn't exactly what they were building their conferences for. So I'm excited to hear what you guys thought about it. As someone who didn't go, I wanted to go, but like the rest of a bunch of us, life got in the way, and so we just have to minimize, right? Jennifer, let's start with you. Why did you go in the first place? You looked at luxury on an email and went, yeah, and signed up.
Yeah, so originally I went because they did pair it with Elite. So an Elite is the conference that is invitation only. So for me, if I'm already going to be in Austin,
I mean, straight up,
might as well just do them both.
Okay, so you, I believe, were in Tahoe
I
and
did
Louisiana.
not do Tahoe, but I did do the year before that. I've done Dallas, luxury Dallas, and luxury when it was
Okay,
in
so you're
New Orleans.
choosing to go even when
Yes.
it's not paired with Elite.
Yes.
What is the thing that makes you think that's the conference I'm going to go to that?
The thing I got from it the first year, which I really loved, was how to market in the luxury homestead. And I hadn't done a whole lot of luxury at that point. Now I've sold probably 4 or 5 this year that were luxury, but it was like how to do that marketing. What does that marketing look like? And kind of elevate what I was already doing.
Right. I can't see the backboard of this, so I don't know how many people are in here, but y'all, if you want to know about luxury and you have questions that are specific, I am watching that. Hi, boys. So hit me with your questions so that I can throw them at these guys.
Yes, please.
Okay. Gina and Jackson, what about you guys?
Ladies first.
Okay.
Well, hello, everybody from Kansas City. So this is my third time going to luxury. The first time I went was when it was in Scottsdale, and then Tahoe, and then Austin. And I think Jackson and I met on a boat ride in Tahoe, actually.
Excellent.
We were on that. Okay. But what I love about luxury is it's more an intimate kind of convention. It's
100%
down from R4 because R4 can be overwhelming sometimes, which it's a good conference to go to too. But luxury usually has the benefits of offering some amazing luxury speakers that kind of let you peek behind their curtain of what they're doing. That's kind of, and in Kansas City, our market's not a $20 million luxury property like it is in Austin. Our luxury is in the upper sixes and beyond.
Okay.
So, but we still offer that, a great scheme of different videos and ways for social media, and also the Remax collection websites for the properties when we put them out there. So I think just seeing what other people do from around the country all in one room and getting a chance to connect is why I love going to luxury.
Right. Okay. So you said it's smaller. Hi, Lisa. It's smaller, and you have more opportunity to focus in on the things that give you the tricks of how to increase your benefit to the higher clientele.
Correct. Yeah. And just being able to connect on a more intimate level with people at lunches, breakfast, and think you don't feel usually as rushed when you're going into it, because our food is like, how do we get here? Can we get to the other room? And this is kind of in one area. So it's easier to plan things sometimes.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I agree with that. And certainly it's easier to at least find the people you're looking for. Right. There are really great people that you just never see at R4, not because you don't like them, just because it's too big.
Yeah.
Jackson, what is your reason for luxury specifically? I know you've been to Broker Owner, you've been to R4, you go to a lot of different, you said 5 trips this year. Why was luxury one of them?
So luxury, I really like, because it was a smaller crowd, one of the goals I had for last year was try to get into a higher price point in my own market.
Right.
So networking with people that are selling higher price points. Roughly just under half my business comes from agent referrals. So I think, being in the room for the people you want to be like is huge.
Sure. Yeah.
Learn from some of the best. And
I call that, I like being the dumbest person in the room.
Yeah.
I like being the one that can just soak in everybody else's glory. Yeah. Let's just teach me how to be like you. I think that's fantastic. Yeah.
And last year there was a lot of good nuggets of stuff I didn't think about how to handle luxury clients, how to get in their inner circles. I mean, everything from, how a lot of them may not want their property published anywhere, having to work stuff off market, even down to the appliances, things I never would have thought about of, really having to familiarize yourself with a higher end kitchen or what have you.
Right. Okay, so let's break into it. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, there's a lot of little nuggets that you don't really think about because, to most people, a house is a house. If you can sell one, you can sell any. So I learned a good bit last year, especially staying after for the designation class last year. I think that was a big help. Yeah. I'd had the sales begin to actually go through and, learn some of the content there. It was definitely a win. And then again, this year was, a little bit of just wanting to reconnect with the people, obviously.
So you're saying the content you learned at previous years took the deer in the headlights look out of your eyes when you were actually sitting down with your clients that had a higher price point.
Right.
Okay. All right. Let's break into it. Luxury this year. It was split between 2 days. Was there classes the first day, classes the second day? Jen, give me, how did it go?
Yeah, if you want to call it a class.
Hi, Kelly. Okay, so she's going to scratch her neck while she says there was a class.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first day, there was something.
First day we were in there, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, because it did start becoming a blur by the end of the week. I believe the first day we were in there about 2 hours, and it was 10% agent panels, and 90% people trying to sell you products. Okay,
so you're sitting there, somebody's on the stage, and they keep rotating who's on the stage. People are coming in. Sometimes it's agents telling you about how they run their business. Sometimes it's Picasa.
100%. Yeah.
Okay. Beneficial to the luxury agents to have presentations by vendors?
And
we're, of course, you can tell the Book of Jennifer, like just give us your
opinion, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, keep in mind where we were. So the hotel, right? Usually it's a really nice hotel, like a luxury hotel.
Sure.
I can't think
Four
like
Seasons,
Ritz-Carlton, yes. It was a remodeled Embassy Suites. Where in a section of town that every time you tried to leave, they were telling you it was unsafe.
I heard it was a little yucky. Yeah.
Like construction all around you. So I think that originally you're like, oh shit.
Okay.
And so I think that started off kind of negative to a lot of people. But then you're like, okay, who cares? I'm there to see my people. My people are here.
Right.
But when it was just salesperson, to me, I felt like, why am I here?
Okay.
Because I'm here to learn, not to be sold.
I would bet, and I bet Gina and Jackson that you're the same. I would bet the large percentage of the worth of your business is probably your face and your mouth.
Yes.
More than the Picasa or the knickknack or the tool or the CRM. I mean, all of those things very, very valuable. But I would say, Jennifer, it sounds like you were looking for a little bit more of like how to up my own personal game. Although Eric wants to know, did you buy anything? I don't know what he's asking about. No. Why did he ask if you like, he's probably talking about in the
stuff.
Oh, okay. So did you sign up for something?
Yeah, no.
Okay. That's the first day. That's the first day is 2 hours of a little bit of a changey on the stage while you guys listened. Then y'all went out for.
And then we had was that the day that we did the boat cruise? Or was that the next day?
I think that's the next day.
It was 3 hours, and then it was a happy hour.
Yeah, welcome reception.
It was 2 to 5. So we start at 2 o'clock on a Monday. It was kind of odd anyway.
Yeah, well, when we went in New Orleans, I can't remember Tahoe for the life of me because I had 2 kids with me when I went there, and they both got strep. So I have no idea what happened in Tahoe. But when we were in New Orleans, they had a couple of classes at the beginning that were for specifically like the Elite Roundtable, I think. And then they had a couple other specific room classes that first day. Then there was the welcome reception. So y'all had that. That is, of course, something we usually like. Was that beneficial, Gina?
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, I think it was beneficial. I mean, you put everybody after the conference in one room, and I think they're anxious to talk and gather and to give whatever knickknacks and stuff they have, and to eat a little bit and to have a few cocktails and stuff. I think that's beneficial. Right. You know, I think we had talked to several other people, you know, like Tuesday when you get into the conference, we had our Rise and Stride walk, which was really good. Either with a walk or a hike or yoga or something. If you're into any of those things, it's a great way to connect with people because you know, I think our walk maybe had 20 people in it or something. So
which is such a good number.
Right. So you could really, I had 2 girls that I met that were phenomenal and we had great connections with it. And then, but the bad thing is we didn't have enough time to go back and really change and get to breakfast. I mean, I think we took 2 bites of our muffin and we were shoved into the conference room.
Right. Jackson said that too. It just felt like everything was just a little bit on top of itself. Yes. I'm hearing in the comments as well. So I'm gonna get to you guys in a second. So you appreciated the opportunity to network that night. You felt like the next day, so we're running into the next day. Now there's a walk up to the Capitol.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's 20 people. That's really great. That was actually conference event, not like somebody would set it up on their own. And then you come back and get breakfast, and then now you're in classes.
Yeah.
And then there's a boat ride after classes.
Yeah. Right? 9 to 11 we have classes, and then the boat ride was immediately after at 11:45. So people.
Okay, so thank you for sitting with me through the like structure of it, because I think it's important for us that didn't go to understand like what's the percentage of time that y'all are sitting together with a drink in your hand, looking like you're just on vacation, which all of your clients think you're just playing and having a good time, but really you're actually talking about that really difficult client and trying to get some, you know, somebody to give you tips on that. Who was it? It was Rick said there was a lot of good networking, not many luxury nuggets. Jennifer, how valuable to your business are the moments where not the class, but where you're sitting at the walk to the Capitol, where you're out there on the boat?
That is the power of the network. I mean, that is super. I mean, it is 80% of my business is agent to agent referrals. So very, very, very important.
Yeah, y'all would leave me in the dust if you ever decided not to like me. I would have to get some other job because this is what I do.
Yeah.
This is how it goes. Yeah.
So, I mean, that aspect, I thought it was very good.
Melissa Spencer says the same thing. She really liked the networking events. Now, I want to separate.
Now,
let's talk about Jackson.
Melissa, thank you for your liquid IV.
Oh, girl. I love people who bring me chocolate and liquid IVs for the events.
Yes.
So, Jackson, tell me, what is the difference for you between, you know, Jennifer Bullock plans a little meeting and we all go to dinner versus corporate plans a walk up to the Capitol? I know you didn't go to that one, but like the boat, corporate plan, the boat one. What's the difference to you between their networking event and someone's smaller networking event?
So some of the corporate plan things are great. I did at BOC do a planned walk, and I met some great people there. So I didn't get to go to this particular one, but I did do one at the prior conference. The boat ride was there's no real structure to it. It's
horrible.
Like
the boat ride
was horrible.
And there were 2 boats. There was no tour guide. We didn't know where we were going when we were coming back. It was like get on the boat.
Like a cocktail party on a boat?
Lunch. And
I wouldn't call it that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Hot. It was a million.
Very hot.
Harsh feedback. That didn't work well. Okay.
So, I mean, they tried. It
looked prettier in pictures, I bet.
Yeah.
Now, Hope from Austin, who was on the panel speaking, she private boat rides on Lake Austin, and me and the people from Kansas City actually participated in that.
Yeah, I heard that one was a great one.
For people who missed that, I'm sorry you missed it, because
there you go. That's
got to see what Lake Austin looked like.
And I heard she give you a tour and show you all the houses and what the prices were, and I heard it was phenomenal.
Different architecture. I mean, there was one called the Eyeball House that an artist had designed that had slats, and if you looked at it the right way, you could see the eyeball in the sun.
See, that's what people were expecting their RE/MAX one to be like.
The first year when I went to Scottsdale, Trisha Leanne and her group did a tour. They had 3 tour buses, and you could sign up to go on them, and they took you to different real estate around the city. And I think as agents, that's nice sometimes to see what it looks like in different places. So, I mean,
Renee Stringer did that when I was down at Orange Beach a couple of years back, and it was fascinating just to go down the channel of wherever we were and see the houses on the edge. That was just so beautiful.
Yeah. So that boat ride was awesome. It was about an hour to an hour and 10 minutes long, and got to know her and her husband and the lender that helped sponsor it for her. I mean, it was really a nice treat, and it was so kind of her, hospitality.
How many people were on that one?
We had 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 6 plus the her and her husband and the lender.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it was a surf boat, so it wasn't like a big boat, but it was it was enough that you could just tour around the lake a little bit.
Sure. Yeah.
Now, is that a lake or a river? I still haven't figured that out. It looks more like a river.
It looks kind of like
it's whatever you want it to be, Jackson.
It's called Lake Austin.
Hi, Emery. Okay, so I'm hearing there was some networking. Jackson says he does get things from the classes, but I know Jackson had to work during the classes this year, so we're not going to get a full review on the second day of classes from him, because half the time we're sitting on our laptop during the things that we actually would love to be at, but we're just trying to live our lives and go to the convention at the same time. Right. Jennifer, is this the kind of convention that you would put on your calendar again?
I won't go again.
You won't go again.
I thought it was terrible. Honestly, I just felt like I loved the interaction with the agents. I feel like I do that pretty well anyway. I didn't know Gina, so it was a pleasure getting to know you. Jackson, can I tell your secret, Jackson? Because I love it. Okay, can I tell you? I learned at 2:00 in the morning, there was a small group of us still in the lobby talking. Jackson was one of the 4 or 5 people that we had there. We're talking, one thing I don't know about you that I need to know. Jackson was a cheerleader.
Oh, he was a yell leader. Did you call it a cheerleader, Jackson, or were you calling it a yell leader?
Texas does the yell leaders, the A&M, but
they won. Daddy was a yell leader. They won nationals.
Mm-hmm. We were in the top 10 every year. I did have a megaphone in my office.
He has to look behind him while he's talking about it.
It was amazing. He said it was a good way to meet people, women.
So here's what I think. I think you're talking about 2 a.m. and we're partying and we're drinking and we're all whatever. But for some reason, when RE/MAX agents get together and spend long periods of time, we don't sit and go, oh my gosh, that girl's so fat. We actually sit and are like, so tell me about your real life.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on with your kid? I know he's in, like we talk about the real stuff. And while I think that is not obviously valuable, what it turns into for me is, this is how you're going to take care of my clients.
That's right.
So I know that if I send someone to Jackson, he's going to care about their real life and their kids and what's going on with their family. And so it looks on a picture on Facebook like a drink in your hand at the pool and being bougie, and you're all too drunk and you're not going to remember the next day. But what really happens for me is knowing that Jennifer's got my back, and that's what's going to happen if I send her a client too.
That's right.
And I mean, honestly, with the smaller groups, there was a big party on Tuesday night. I think it capped out at 200 people. There's a handful that didn't go. And so a few of us went and got dinner. But there's something to learn about people in the smaller dinners. I mean, without going into detail, there's somebody opened up with some pretty serious, heavy stuff they were dealing with. And it's like, and it was just like, wow, the fact that people have somebody, they may not be able to tell somebody at home.
That's right.
And just to have somebody that you could kind of
share.
Either get to or just, and I know as some of your earlier groups, I was involved a lot more early on, but I know you always took time to, hey, what your ups, your downs, your good, your bads, and that's huge.
When Marcus Lemonis came to our R4 conference years ago, the guy who runs The Prophet, the show that was probably on HBO or something, I never watched it. I don't care. Either way, when he came into that audience, he said, I'm going to tell you the hardest thing about my life. And he went into it and told us for 10 minutes the hardest stuff that ever happened to him. And then he said, your turn. And this is the day that I met Fred Wolf, you know, like these are memories that we all had because Fred Wolf stands up and goes, this is this and this is that, and a veteran and blah, 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 blah. And, you know, we were all talking about what really happened to us that day. And because even though we were 7,000 people in an arena, it clicked in my head that if I'm allowed to have pain, you're allowed to have pain. We're all allowed to understand each other. And the beautiful thing I think about a conference is that you can find the other people that feel that empathy. And while that's, you know, as far as business goes, that's really helpful because now you can, you know, send those people to your clients. But Jackson's talking about like, this is my real life, man. Like I need somebody that loves me where I'm at and is here for me. And I think that's also a really helpful, beneficial part of conferences. Gina, you're nodding.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah. I'm looking over here. Tiffany, I got Pam saying hello, and Alicia and Anne Marie and Melissa. So many beautiful people over here. Read those comments. But Tiffany's saying she had the best conversation with Robin G, Jenna F, and Doug T Wednesday night until who knows what time. And she wasn't drinking, but it was seriously the best conversation because our Remax people inspire each other.
Yeah.
I think this is the best thing about having a conference full of 1 million people, because Jennifer can go and be like, I'm looking for people who blah, blah, blah. And you don't really notice that you're doing that, but the people that are attracted to Jennifer spend time with Jennifer. And that's where I want to be, because those are the people that are like Jennifer. And that's, you know, that's my people. I like that at a conference, you can go, oh, you guys aren't doing anything. Let's go to dinner because I want more of whatever you have. I think that's what Jackson's talking about.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Okay. What was your moment?
Would y'all go back, Jackson and Gina? Would y'all go back?
I would, because I've been to a couple others that I loved. I felt like, speaking honestly, I don't think that was the best hotel we've ever stayed in luxury.
No.
But I am appreciative of people who plan these events and do these things. So,
are you saying Elite stayed in the same hotel?
Yes.
Yes.
I wonder how they felt about it.
Yeah, the same. And then they're not going to do the two conferences combined. It was really awkward. I mean, I would come up because there was like the changing of guards, right?
Sure. Yeah.
You got off the bus, you got off the boat. Then you're going with your elite people, but you still had the luxury people there. And I was like, hey, are y'all going to go to the elite sign-in? And they're like, no, I'm not elite. So honestly, I felt like an asshole. They felt like an asshole. It was just like, I mean, it was real awkward. It was for everybody, I felt like.
Okay. So Gina, you're saying you didn't love this one.
Yeah.
But because you've loved previous ones, and Jennifer's saying same thing, like if we didn't make it weird, maybe it would be better.
Yeah.
And Melissa's saying yes, but in a better hotel.
And I think too, having different people on the panel or different things that are more interactive, kind of as we have talked about before, that makes it more valuable for the money that you do spend to go there. Yes, the networking is awesome. I will never, the brand is amazing. We're so lucky to have what we have, but what can we do to kind of make our sparks fly again? Because we're a lot like artists.
I like it. Yeah.
We need creativity. I mean, we get kind of in the red zone sometimes. We're like, somebody put me back up there. I need to fill it again. And
right.
You can just hear, even if it's one amazing person who's speaking, it may just be enough to go home and do X, Y, and Z, and you're back in the game again.
Right. Because Marco Simonis changed my whole life.
Right.
Or, when Mel Robbins came, or even the people who are like, when I'm sitting at lunch with Michael Thorne, and now I have a tattoo on my wrist because whatever he said made so much sense to me that I literally went and got a tattoo. Okay. So it's these moments where you're just blown away. I call those moments of highest return. So I'm curious, guys, at this conference, what was your moment of highest return? The moment that you're like, oh my gosh, if I had missed that, I would have cried. But you didn't know you were going for that. That wasn't what you went for. You went for something else, but then you had this moment.
So I don't think I had that moment this time. I literally went through all my notes and I couldn't even find any kind of notes to talk about.
And
Tell
us the 10 things you learned.
I think that was a little bit disheartening. And the one thing I kept hearing around the elite people, that whatever, you went to both. The other what I heard is, oh my God, Remax is out of money. It did kind of
Remax. It just looked a little bit sketch.
And it was the location. It was the fact they didn't have any speakers. All the thing, and instead of speakers, they just had people trying to sell stuff. So it just kind of was like, what is happening? like right now. It was just different. It was just
a low budget event. I mean,
it was very low, but you had your highest performers. You had your best agents.
Sure.
And then, I mean, not, some people couldn't come, Esther. You're
right.
agent. That's not what I'm saying. But in a room, you had really good agents.
Yeah, 100%.
It wasn't taken care of at all.
Okay, so my question is, if you took out for Jennifer's perspective, right? And you guys can tell me if this is true for you. Nadine wants to know if this is recorded, Jennifer. My question is, if you took out some of those presentations by brands that could have sat at a table in the lobby and put in other agents who were doing the work and walking the walk, would that have been more beneficial to you?
Yes.
I feel like that's what Gina's talking about, where she's saying, like, I need a little pep talk and a hug and a sucker and somebody to swap my ass on the way out. Like, let's go. I think that is a difficult balance to strike for sure. And we've talked about this previously, where RE/MAX is trying to say, okay, I'm supposed to get all of you together and it's got to be hot enough that everybody wants to fly into this city and come in, and I'm supposed to like deliver enough value that gets you all to come to my city. And then when we get there, we're like, yeah, but could you not like distract us because we're kind of busy over here? So we're trying to do things with our family because we've created this community, but we only get to create it because they created something that brought us all into the same room. So I think it's a little bit difficult to find that balance for them. And I wonder what conversations are happening over there when they're going, I think they weren't even really planning on luxury for a minute. They announced it pretty late.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people were saying. Like, it was almost the forgotten conference.
Right.
So I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I was hearing from several people, even from other states. So,
yeah. And I think part of that is because they were trying to decide if it was valuable. Like, are we even doing this? Because every time I asked, is luxury happening? They'd say, oh. I want to hit what Rick is talking about. First of all, he thinks that the plane is the most valuable part. That's weird. But what I did like was he said the round tables. The round tables were by far the most value. I think often at conferences, for me, I have to sit in a chair touching someone I don't know, which is kind of a good way to meet people, I guess. But you're sitting in a chair watching one person talk, or maybe 5 people talk. That's not really good for my size, my type of brain. That's not adult learning theory that I love. So what he's talking about, did y'all have a class where somebody gave you an assignment and then gave you like, you guys talk about this? What's a round table?
I don't think we did. Again, the conferences are like, it's just hard. I don't think they did round tables at luxury. I think they only did it at Elite. Am I right in that?
Is that true? Rick, were you at Elite for the round table?
Elite. I
think there's something really valuable. A couple of years ago, they did it at Teams in Las Vegas. Really valuable about giving everybody a little worksheet and talk about this with your group over 3 different, like sections of time for an entire class. Like, we're all in there learning, kind of like a Jason Panos class where you end up with a video that you get to post on your socials because now you know how to use CapCut. Like, I really like the adult learning theory being applied to conference. I think gives us a little bit more to take away. Gina, I think that's what you're talking about.
Absolutely.
Okay, so they're saying no round table at luxury. Round table was at the Elite. I can see that being incredibly helpful.
Because some of the things, like one of the topics was stale listings. That I think is super important to talk about because we're all seeing it across the United States.
I want to talk about that.
And so I don't know why they didn't. And then Pamela said she heard that there was a lot of mixture. There was almost every presenter that was at luxury was also there at Elite. So
I would imagine.
Yeah, but you heard the same thing twice.
Yeah,
I don't love that.
Yeah.
But if you're already going, I would imagine they expected people and probably saw it in their registrations. People were going to the same ones.
Right.
There was a little conversation over in the chat because they're looking for a hotel that has renovations going on. That was true at Tahoe. That was true in New Orleans. Maybe that's their plan. That's what we were doing. I think, wasn't it even Mandalay Bay? Didn't they also have renovations happening at the time? It's kind of a thing. So maybe they get a way cheaper rate and they can get you the Ritz. But this one isn't really the Ritz. So that was difficult. I think probably got a lot of bad feedback for that. Yeah. Was it worse the hotel or the part of town?
It was all together because there was construction all the way around it. So whereas in the hotel room, my friend Jerry, that was the security guard that kind of like followed us around from wherever we were to make sure we weren't too loud. I mean, they at like 11 o'clock, they'd shut you down. It had to be really, really quiet inside. However, I was on the 10th floor, so I didn't hear the construction, but people on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th floor said they were woken up at 5 o'clock in the morning to construction.
I started hearing it at 8.
Yeah.
That's just because you're a better sleeper. Just out. Jackson, would you go again? Are you going next year?
I would most likely go, but if I had to cut one out, say I cap my budget at 40.
Do you dare? Would you be willing to give us your 5 trips that you went on this year? One was a personal REMAX event. One was what? R4. Yes, then there's luxury.
The R4 did luxury. I did Tom Ferry Summit and Tom Ferry Elite, and I also did Jared James.
Okay. Okay. So out of those, give us like a real quick. What did you? I don't know. Compare them. What's your favorite one?
I think the one that's called Tom Ferry Elite, which is just for their paid one-on-one coaching clients, is probably the best because they're not selling you things. A lot of these that I've been to, whether it be Jared James or even here at Luxury, even at BOC, you pay to go to these things. They scare you with the problem, then sell you the solution from a company that you're invested in.
Sure.
So,
not exactly what I was needing, but thank you.
Right. So if I'm going to pay for a conference, I don't want to be sold things. So, when you have people that, like Tom Ferry does 2 events. He does one that's a summit, is open to the public. There's still, compared to REMAX, phenomenal speakers, is a performance. I mean, it keeps you interactive. There's case studies, there's top names, there's lights, there's music.
So you're sitting in a class, but you're actually paying attention, actually taking notes, not falling asleep.
Right.
And again, I know I'm holding a mirror to my own face.
Right. There's a workbook to go with it. There's slides are given at the end. There's all these things, but the elite part of the one that does the coaching, these people aren't being sold things. And there's maybe 1,200 people compared to 5,000 or 6,000 people. So it's smaller, and it's really just more intimate networking. And that's what I do like about the luxury. R4 is good, but in my opinion, it's a pep rally. The Top Ferry Summit is a pep rally. And they're all trying to sell you their services. R4 is to help recruit and get you energized. The summit for Tom Ferry and the advance for Jared James is to sell you coaching and their vendors.
Sure.
So the smaller networks, whether it be a little mastermind group with a dozen people that we just go for a weekend, or you take, 300 people is still a lot more interesting because for the most part, you cross paths with everybody at some point. Right.
So here's my question then. I think these huge events are incredibly valuable. I think, shaking hands with corporate and actually being there with the big, R4, it's my favorite holiday of the year. You know that. However, what you're pointing at and what Gina was saying earlier is that under 300, there's a different vibe. And you're saying under 20, there's a different vibe. So when some agent posts on my page, hey, we're going on a REMAX cruise. Hey, we're having a thing at the Poconos. Hey, we're doing this or whatever. Are you saying, Jackson, that you, instead of this, would sign up for something like that? Mark Haber says triple play in Atlantic City in December. That one was crazy good as far as networking. I didn't go to any classes.
As long as there's budget and I have coverage at home, that's something I'm trying to work on, is having coverage when I'm going and the budget to do it. And
Okay, but if you had to choose between this year's luxury and a trip with 25 agents down on the coast,
I would probably still
it's hard. It's a hard
luxury. It's tough.
Okay.
Well, the part of it too is that you do get to meet more people.
Right.
I do like new people.
And, I think all of us get a fair amount of referral business. And one of the reasons I do the Jared James and the Tom Ferries and some of these other events is because, you meet so many boutique brokerages that don't have a referral partner in your state.
Right.
So you get a lot more exposure to people. I mean, I closed 2 deals a year ago and then got another referral from a neighbor because somebody that wasn't at a boutique brokerage saw me tagged on Facebook and said, hey, all these people tagged you.
Exactly.
They had nobody in there's no presence in South Carolina. And
right.
So when you start kind of getting
Jackson, I don't think you're getting tagged a million times because you're popular and you bought everybody drinks. You're getting tagged a million times because every time we had a chance to interact with you, we could see that you cared about us.
Right.
So I think sometimes there's a misconception out there about what you're doing at this networking thing. You're not just like, dancing on tables for attention. You're actually sitting down in the grind.
Twice, but no.
What did you say?
It happened only once or twice.
I want to see that. Why is there, Rick? Why were you not videoing Jackson dancing on the tables? What were you there for at all?
I drew a blank on where I was about to go with that.
My bad.
No, but I think you're right. I think each conference you go to, I go to it for a different reason. Like I did. I went to Nashville in March and did the celebration. With CRS.
Oh, I did that one too. So that's 7.
Yeah, and that was a really good one as far as educational. But there was one year I did a couple of years ago. I did 8, and that was way too many because then all of a sudden you're like, I started saying, if I can't get one nugget that I can implement into my business plan this year, then I have to stop going because then it's like, am I going to learn or is it a vacation or is it work?
Correct.
Yeah, I kind of have a fear of missing out.
Yeah. There's a fear of missing out, but I did a horrible year the year I did 8 because I was too busy trying to make connections.
I feel like the fear of missing out has to fight with my clients saying, "Are you gone again?"
Yeah.
And when you have clients saying, "Do you have time for this?"
Yeah.
Then you need to come home.
A lot of people may miss this part on conferences is they don't go in with a plan.
Okay, talk to me.
And for instance, I've done some trainings with some of my brokers' offices. He has 30 offices in 3 states. Okay. And I'll go, a lot of people, I talked to a lady this year that I've done a referral with, but she goes with a broker and she's never really interacted outside of going to the classes and going to bed.
Yep.
In some of these trainings I do, and I think you hit on this a long time ago too, Esther, in one of your coffee meetings or the hustle shop was, never eat alone.
Yes. Why are you eating by yourself?
You're not invited to something, plan something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't sleep hardly at all at these events, and it takes me a week to catch up. But if I'm there, I want to meet as many people as I can.
For me, it's an investment. Yeah.
That's right.
And then still trying to get back up for the walks. So it was hard.
Right. I don't go to yoga. I don't go to the hikes. I just only have so much energy for what I'm doing. But I think you're right that this investment, if this is what's paying off. Now, there are people that I know very well that don't love meeting new people. And instead, they'd really rather prospect, for sale by owners or expired listings. Go off. That's great. Perfect. Go do that. I would die doing that. So knowing yourself, I think, is a really important part of whether luxury is a good idea for you or a bad idea for you. Because there are people that I think would go to luxury, go to the classes, go to bed, and just not really be interested in the things that Jackson turns into income. So I think that's been an important part. I did ask, what's your moment of highest return? Gina, did you have one? I don't remember if I got answers from you and Jackson on that one.
I mean, I wouldn't say there was a moment of highest return. I mean, I had great connections on the walk. I think that was good. I think that will definitely turn into something eventually. I loved the mother-daughter team, Alex and Jennifer per year. That's from RE/MAX Prime Properties.
Arizona?
Arizona,
Scottsdale?
It doesn't say where they're from. I don't know if they were
down there. Okay, go on.
But, they talked about her daughter was a wedding planner and did like 90 weddings in her last year of business. And so they do a huge event every year that's like a wedding, but it doesn't have the ceremony. And that's it. You get dressed up and go to it. She talked about
fun
social media and getting her mom engaged, who is the generation that didn't come from social media, but how they even put their bloopers out there and how that's important. You don't have to be polished and perfect. I had so many points from it. If I went back in my notes, they were great to talk to. And then there was another gentleman named Dean Benjamin who started talking about Chat GPT and have you Chat GPT'd yourself and what does it say about you and are you discoverable in your area? We could have dove into that and I think people would have totally ate that up.
That would have been a fun interactive adult learning theory game to play. Who was it? I was in Celebration where I was suddenly getting notices on my phone. I wasn't there, getting notices on my phone. Jennifer went live. So-and-so went live. Somebody went live. Lisa Lagerschultz live. Like everybody went live because in their class,
they were teaching. That's right.
They were like, you're going to do it. You're going to do it right now. And you're going to do it whether you think you're fat and puffy today or not. Like this is happening. I think that's what you're talking about. Like the moments where you actually have to be a human in the class instead of just, a YouTube video you're watching, I think are really valuable.
100%.
Jackson, did you have a moment of highest return?
I don't think so, man. I think just some of the late night lobby conversations, to be honest.
Late night lobby conversations are my very, very favorite. Although I do try to go to bed at 10 because after that, weird people get too drunk. And then I don't like anybody.
We had fun waiting on pizza.
I bet you did. Most of the people I know at RE/MAX don't get too drunk. So that's, Anyway, Jackson, go ahead.
No, man, I think that's really it. It was just, getting to spend a little bit of one-on-one time with some folks, getting to know them a little bit better, go through some scenarios. I got to, I've got a horse farm I'm dealing with right now, and I got to, talk to some folks about that deal that you land for. I got to talk about some other things.
Who were you saying called you from another state to be like, hey, I don't know what to do about this transaction, but can you help me out? Like that was you and I were talking earlier.
Yeah, I mean, I had somebody, I do a call maybe once a week with different groups, maybe 3 or 4 calls a month just to stay in touch with different folks.
Mm-hmm.
But, I had somebody call me on Sunday morning and said, hey, I've got this deal going on, and, they couldn't get hold of the broker, and just, I don't know their state's details, but it was, somebody could reach out to it on Sunday morning and get a response.
Right. Not necessarily about the legality or the documents, but about how do I
negotiate this?
People manage.
Look at this,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that has been a huge benefit to me. All the people that I've learned, Tracy Palmero in St. Louis taught me to do taco offers, and the agents in my state still think it's the greatest thing. I got a call from somebody today that was like, all right, deal's closing. Where's my tacos? Because Tracy Palmero in her transactions writes, at the close of this transaction, there will be a year of free tacos for the seller. That comes out of my pocket. It's $275. I don't care, but it makes them laugh. And if there's 17 offers on the table, now I don't have to be like, what was that one again? They just remember because on the taco offer, it's all about like, you got a brand on, you're a KC homegirl, like you have a brand. Now my offer has a brand. Things like that I've been able to learn from agents around the world has been crazy helpful.
Yeah, and there was a good panel. Again, I don't know if it was luxury or elite, but it was with Karen Landry and Tiffany McPherson and and David Ladner. Anyway, I'll share it. I've videoed it. They were all my friends and I told them on video, but I'll share it with y'all because I thought their nugget that I got a lot out of what they had to say.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes RE/MAX will pay an awful lot of money and they'll get somebody really cool to come talk. I think those are really valuable. I like those. Those are like, I get nuggets from those. But the ones that they pay half the amount of money to, that they get to come talk, I don't find as much value as if it was just an agent.
I just have y'all. Was that lady on there talking about music? What was she talking about? Do y'all know?
Music in the comments?
No, there was a lady on the stage.
She's talking about using music as her brand.
But she never really talked about it.
She was a singer maybe in the 80s.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's saying I differentiate myself by saying I'm a music lady?
Yeah, and she showed us like all the albums she did and people she did it with, but she never talked about how she used it in marketing.
Oh, interesting. That's funny.
I couldn't figure out the connection.
There's always that agent that's like, I'm the dog-friendly agent, or I'm the whatever. Yeah. The panel with Tiff and David was the morning of luxury. So yes, that wasn't elite. That was.
No, I can share that with.
That was while Jackson was typing offers in his bedroom.
It was good. It was really, really good. They didn't.
I always find that the 2 days before are the days that I wish I was there.
Yeah.
So if it starts on Monday, I need to arrive like Friday night because otherwise I'm going to be getting lives from the pool on Saturday morning where everybody's like, oh my gosh, we had such a good conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the dog friendly agent? Yes, you are, because we love Wilson. I think his name's Wilson. Lisa's dog, Wilson.
They did say there was a list of what luxury buyers are looking for. And I was looking through my notes 25 times. I cannot find that list, but I had written down the number one thing that luxury buyers are looking for, and all the states that they polled on it was a pool and outdoor living space.
Yes.
So that was interesting.
Right. I agree with that. I would say that that's the houses that my luxury clients are looking for.
Yep.
Or I would add a view.
Yeah.
Because they come from California and they really think they should have a lake.
Yeah.
And we only have so many of those.
There. And then the mother-daughter team.
Thanks, guys. Winston, thank you. Sorry, Winston.
I had written
the
down,
mother-daughter team. Go ahead.
Was just talking about. I thought one of the things they did that was cute. They were talking about their videos, and their subject or their caption, it said, "This property has more personality than your family group chat." And
yeah,
that was kind of funny. And then another one that they said was luxury property tour. Guess what this house is listed at, or guess what it's sold at to get interaction. And they would give out some like $10 gift card to whoever got closest. I thought that was interesting too.
Why don't we do that to all of our listings? Like new listing, guess. New listing, guess. Everybody gets a gift card every time. I think my clients would get a kick out of that. All my there's a lot of I would say there's a pretty significant income disparity in Utah. We got a lot of us that grew up in Utah that are just trying real hard to make a dime. And then there's a lot of us that came in from other places that sold a business, sold a house, sold something. And so they're living the high life. It's a really interesting difference in my client pool. So I think my clients would have a lot of kicks if I were listing more expensive houses and we were trying to guess what they were.
Yeah. Makes it fun.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? What else do you really feel strongly about that you took away from luxury that you were like, you know what, this? What's that?
I'm looking through my notes again.
Jen's going to research the neighborhood next time. She doesn't want to go to a neighborhood like that. What, Jackson?
But the fact that we have to look through our notes speaks.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. That's true. You don't have to look through your notes for who the people were that you were glad you saw. Like if I said, who were the 5 people? Don't say, because then somebody will get their feelings hurt. But if I said, who were the 5 people you were most happy to see? You can go down that list without thinking about it.
I can tell you what the economist said. I wrote it down.
Okay.
You hear that?
Yeah.
Number one, he believes that interest rates will go to between 5.5 and 5.9 and 6.1%, and kind of go flat there, with 5.9 being the lowest they'll be.
Okay. He
also said we are the only country in the world that does a 30-year fixed rate, which I thought was interesting. He said that if he believes we probably are going into a recession, however, that helps the housing market. Well, he said, but that helps the housing market because when there's this in the stock market, whatever the word is. Thank you. That's the word I'm looking for. When there's whatever the word is, when that's in the stock market, people take the money out of the stock market and put it
somewhere else. Interesting.
Because in 100 years, houses have been is a good
right. Over time, it works.
Yeah. He said he believes prices will still continue to go up, but just slowly and in moderation.
Okay.
House sales are supposed to go up 14% in 2026. That was by NAR.
That's a lot.
I thought that was good.
I don't think we've gone up that much in the last couple of years, have we?
No, because we've been going down. We went down 35% in sales, number of sales.
Oh, number of sales. Okay, that makes
number
sense.
Of sales, he said the past 2 years we've gone down 35%, but 2020.
I feel like in Utah the prices are going up year over year.
Yeah,
little bitties. Yeah, not a ton.
But
you can't get away with what you used to be able to get away with.
I will say one benefit of a lot of these conferences is we do hear a lot of statistics, which makes you seem like the market expert when people ask, "How is the market?"
Yeah,
right.
You know.
Yeah, he said.
What do you guys say? What do you guys say when they say, "How's the market?"
It depends.
Exactly. That's what I say too. Like, I don't know.
It depends on what do you want to do. Are you want to buy? Are you want to sell? Are you wanting to invest?
Yeah. I say which part. What are we talking about? Give me more details. Because it's everywhere. It is whatever.
Also, when people ask that, they never ask without a reason.
No, they always have a reason. They always have a thing. So what's your angle that you're looking at the market from? Yeah. Gina, dance moves, really?
Oh boy. We went to a piano bar and Fred Wolf and a few of the guys and the girls in the room were like, "It's your birthday." So
was it actually your birthday?
The week before was my birthday, so they were close. So yes, I was up on stage dancing with the tambourine. It was dancing queen all the way.
Get it.
Was this Monday or Tuesday?
That was Monday evening. Yeah.
Okay, I got in there late on Monday.
I think I went Tuesday, and
but
Jenna,
it was fun. Piano bar was awesome. It was a good time.
That was Melissa was heading that up. I went Tuesday. I didn't go Monday, but Jenna Ferris got up on stage and sang in a beautiful voice.
I'm sure.
And I am got to tell y'all something. I don't know that she wants me to repeat it right here.
You got a little baby crush on her for a minute? I've
got really good announcement about her in R4. But I don't want to tell it. I want her to tell it, but I can tell y'all later.
Okay. That's fantastic news.
Well, I will tell you, I'll tell you what she pitched, because she told every single person there. Every single person there, she was like, I want to perform at R4, and I want to get a band together of RE/MAX agents, because we have some really talented agents in this room. And they told her. They told her.
Shelby Strickland. That's amazing. I love this idea. Do you guys see your email today that said your RE/MAX annual survey is coming out tomorrow?
I did not.
This is my favorite thing. When big companies ask your opinion, is a really good day.
So I will tell you that
tomorrow in your inbox from Eric Carlson, it'll be your RE/MAX annual survey.
I know that at Elite, the last 45 minutes or so, they asked for feedback just in general, which I thought
open in the room.
Oh yeah. And it almost like a fight was about to break out. Somebody was, it was like, oh my God. And they listened to every single table, and there were like 12, 14 tables.
Good for them.
Which I thought was kind of a sad way to end the conference, because it kind of ended the conference on a down note. That's the way I took it. And other people were like, oh my God, I'm so thankful that they took time to ask.
Melissa says she liked that one. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was
what did people say?
In corporate world, the surveys come back to bite you.
In corporate world, yes, but we're not the corporate. We're the people who want to say something.
Yeah.
And I figure if enough of us say the same thing, then maybe that helps. It seems to.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree. Mostly they were talking about the location and not having dates and times, and the lack of preparation for upcoming conferences.
The unknown conference, whatever you called it before. Yeah. The forgotten conference. Yeah. I think that is a showing of them just not really knowing what we're looking for, and us trying to be like, hey, which again, survey in your inbox tomorrow.
About luxury, like when we think about it, when I first went to it probably 6 years ago, I wasn't a luxury agent, but I knew that was an area I wanted to break into at some point.
That's right.
And so being in that room where you are the smallest fish in the bowl, and hearing from those people and talking and knowing, okay, I can do this in my community too. Like we may not be 20 million, but this is where we're at. And just having those experiences and paying the extra money to be luxury certified for the classes, and then the money to do the conference and time out of our busy schedules.
Correct.
It's important that we have something of significance. And, going to Scottsdale and Tahoe, I went back and said, hey, you all should go to this. It's a great conference. But when you hear some negatives like this, there's not as much chatter about it. And then those conferences get smaller and smaller. And that's not what any of us want. We want to continue to go to them, to have it set to a higher standard.
I like that they're listening, because it suggests that maybe, Gina, you will have the higher standard, and they'll have I feel like RE/MAX is constantly responding to us, like, oh, you don't want a concert? Oh, we have to go to the concert. No, we're not having a concert at all. They're constantly getting feedback and trying to respond. I think on a smaller conference like this, the feedback will probably be more concentrated, and they'll be able to really make some tweaks that will be beneficial for you next year.
And the other thing I thought was funny, do y'all know Scott McDonald from Virginia? He was like having fun at the bar one night. He's like, Jennifer, you need to meet Eric. Eric, you need to meet Jennifer. And I think we're going to have Eric on one of my shows coming up, I think.
Okay.
But he was very, Eric Carlson, he was very guarded. Guarded would be the best word. And it was funny because he was like, I don't know you, and I don't know what your show is. And I was like, well, Nick was on it, Amy was on it. He was like, well, they were both. And I was like, Well,
did he say that? They both got fired after your show. As soon as they got on Jennifer's show, done.
I was like, but it had nothing to do with my show. I was like, let's be clear. It's
so what I find with Eric repeatedly is that he's just quiet.
Yeah.
So when he and I talked, it was in the far corner of a party, and he was like, "Thank you, I really appreciate." Like he's just very like, "This is us over here in the corner."
Yeah, that's right.
I think probably a bar makes him a little uncomfortable. I think probably he has people saying, "Be outgoing," and he's like, "I don't really know how to like." That could get messy.
Yeah.
If I'm trying to be someone. Yeah.
I had to send him a link, and he did do a promo like, "This is Eric Carlson, and I cannot wait to be on Mind Over Market Monday." So,
did he?
Yeah. But I have
look
to
at you, girl.
But he made me, I have to send it to Abby and get approval.
Of course, right. So. Right. Which I think that's smart because what if, I don't know, he was wearing the wrong shirt? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what the rules are.
Hear about Gail?
Yes. Is she doing better?
I think so.
Last I checked, she was stabilizing.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Sad.
This has been fun to take over your show.
Yeah, this has been really fun. Thank you for doing it. I mean, when the chatter came in and Dave Rosenfield was supposed to be on here talking about VAs, and all of a sudden, Grayson, my daughter, that helps me do this, she was like, "Mom, we have a problem." Esther signed on and she wants to know about luxury, and Dave signed on and he wants to talk about VA loans, and I'm like, oh shit.
But I'm so excited because Dave is now going to be on the Marines' birthday.
Yes.
So the birthday of the U.S. Marines is when you're going to be talking about VA loans, and I think that's glory. Hallelujah.
Yes, it worked out. And then when you were like,
"Hi, Matthew,"
well, Esther, it worked out beautifully, because honestly, it usually takes me a couple hours to prepare for this and get organized for it. And today I strolled in like 5 minutes before it. I was like, score. I don't have to do anything. So thank you, Esther.
Yeah, you just had to check your notes and be like, "Oh wait, I still don't have anything I like in my notes."
I mean, I had some things, but it just, before I would take so much notes, and I felt like it was really valuable content. And this time, like the agents that were up on stage, most of them were great friends of mine. I had already heard what they were going to say. They did an excellent job, like an excellent job. I have absolutely nothing negative to say about the agents on stage. Sure. They really did an awesome job. There was just no new content for me personally.
Right.
And I think it was just more of like the guest speaker. There wasn't any, except for the music lady, and I couldn't figure out what she was talking about.
Somebody in the comments said she was using her music what's it called? COI? Yeah. She was using her music sphere as somebody that she could communicate with and sell real estate to. That was beneficial to her to use, like you said, was it Gina that was talking about somebody who planned weddings? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now you have 1 million people that you can talk to. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Jackson, we're all still praying for your baby.
I appreciate it. Speaking of
how old
weddings,
is he? He's 12 or something?
He's 7.
7.
Yeah. And speaking of weddings, I'm about to, I don't know if y'all seen anything online yet. We are starting a small wedding venue on our property for elopements and micro weddings.
Wow.
So
brilliant.
More to come on that. If y'all know anybody wanting to elope to South Carolina, we have a 75-acre property with a pond out here. And
awesome. Hey, Jackson, you should talk to Jenna. She just opened up an event venue too. The last time. Jenna Ferris out of Oklahoma, Nebraska. I think it's Nebraska. But
I don't know anyone who owns 75 acres, so you just became the coolest person I know.
Yeah.
We don't do that in Utah.
Well, you need to come visit sometime. So.
Yeah, no, it'd be too green. I'd be shocked.
You're only like 6 hours from me, and I heard your area is really beautiful. I've never been. Yeah.
Just get married. You can go get married on his yacht, in his lot. No. I told her she could just get married, and then she could come and get married on your lot, but she went.
Teasing.
Thank you for answering all my questions about luxury.
Thank you. Thank you for doing this and to come up with the questions
I really appreciate that there is a whole community of people whose entire job it is to create opportunities for us to get together. And then we get to know people like you guys, right? Like this has changed my life so much. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
So all the props to them, but then also there are tweaks that we're like, maybe you could just like a little bit, so it's nice to have 3 people who are willing to say, thank you so much. Also, we didn't love this part.
Yeah.
Can we work out something so that we get more interactive activities, better speakers that are really actually on our level, teaching us active things, but also like, thanks for bringing us together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, awesome. So the next one's R4. Is that the next conference, or are y'all going to triple play? I was thinking about going to triple.
So triple play was pretty good when I went, and I was not healthy when I went, so I did a lot of sleeping through classes and then playing at night. But even that was just really wildly beneficial because there are a lot of people there that don't go to Vegas because it's so far away. So if you can go to a conference that it's intended for a specific area, that's brilliant. There were about 40 of us RE/MAX agents there 2 years ago, I think, that got a lot of benefit from.
Yeah, because that's actually like my number one people moving here, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania area. Now Florida.
Really?
Now
Okay.
Florida. But that's like my number one people moving here. So actually good one for me.
I need to figure out, Lisa, what the conference is, like the triple play, what it is for the Northern Pacific, because that's where all my people are coming from.
So has
We
anybody
get like
figured out
Florida, Texas, and up the coast.
Has anybody figured out how to get their broker or corporate to pay for any of these events?
Not yet. No.
No.
I do get a discount because our brokerage is really huge.
Right.
But no. I don't even know where Bogota is, Pam. NAR is in Houston in November. What else, guys? Hit us in the comments. What else are you going to this year? I'm going to the LGBT Real Estate Alliance conference in San Diego that they canceled their national one because they're going through leadership changes. But then they planned this little baby one-day one. So Sam Olson and I are going down there with a lot of really amazing agents to go have one day of wild. And honestly, it's going to be like 4 because the days before and the days after. But there's just one there. Celebration, is that what SAB is?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Melissa, did you actually buy the piano bar? Somebody said you bought one.
No, I think they're being funny because she literally kept saying the piano bar, piano. She was like getting everybody there every night. They started knowing her.
Oh, they had her on the payroll. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so there's a couple little things between now and R4, but I know I'm already planning things for R4. We're already getting into the swing of it.
Celebrations after R4, I believe, right?
Is it this year? Sometimes it's before. RE/MAX isn't doing what this year, Pamela? No, nothing. I don't understand that one. Yeah, there isn't a Teams. There used to be a Teams, but we're not doing that one. That was in December often, but yeah. So I think a lot of us are just maybe breathing for a minute until R4. Certainly we think Jackson should stay home a minute. Oh, a RE/MAX party at Triple Play? I think RE/MAX will party at Triple Play regardless of whether they plan one. Y'all will just party. That makes sense. Beekeeper conferences, Alicia? Do you wear your RE/MAX balloon? Doesn't even matter where you are, as long as you're meeting people and they know you're a realtor. That's amazing. Okay, so March in Dallas for celebration. So we're the very, very first week of March. Jackson, you're right. Celebrations after that. March 19th. Okay.
We're looking to see if anybody else is doing any other conferences. Any other conferences? I'm going to go to Mike Ferry in January.
Are you?
I was trying to talk Jackson into coming with me. Jackson.
Yeah, I was going to say, is Jackson going to be there?
What? Mike Ferry in Orange Beach, California, January 12th through the 14th.
We'll talk. I'm going to be back out in January for Tom Ferry anyway in either Anaheim or San Diego. I think it's in San Diego.
When is that?
I want to. It's one of the. All I know is January right now. I have to look and see.
Dave, I would come to your conference. Build one. I'll 100% come to your conference in Phoenix. Yeah. Yes, I will. I might spend a lot of time looking at jewelry, though, because that Phoenix jewelry makes me so giddy.
So, Jennifer, the 11th to 15th in San Diego. So, January.
Oh, that might be a problem. This is the 12th through the 14th, so I don't. It looks like it might over.
National Land Conference right before celebration. Orange Beach in January. Yes, good. Dave,
that's what you said. Orange Beach. I think that's what I'm going to go to.
The one in California.
It sounds lovely. Yes, that's the Orange. It's Orange County. Or is that Orange?
Mm-hmm. Dallas in March. I bet Dallas is nice weather in March. It was hot in July or whatever. We went to luxury a couple years
That
ago.
was my first luxury I went to. It was really hot.
That was hot. Yeah.
I remember I got off the plane and I was like, it was summer and Jorge and we just had some hours to kill. And we were like looking around and shopping. And I mean, and menopause was real. I mean, I just started.
Real.
I was like, I am melting. I am literally melting. It was 108 degrees. Like it was hot. Holy cow. I've never experienced anything that I thought I was dying.
Dave, I'll come. Dave is friends with a guy I went to high school with who is a phenomenal performer. So now he's just teasing me all the things that I would want to go to Phoenix for. Yeah, do it. And this is the thing that I think a lot of people don't realize, that we're saying, Jackson's going to 52 things this year, and half of them are small group things. Or he said earlier, I'm on the phone with 4 different groups a month, just keeping in touch with the RE/MAX network. That's great for his business. And you might be thinking, I don't even know 4 people a month, maybe you didn't get invited to 4 conferences a month that you got to really interact with 6 or 7 RE/MAX agents that are super great. Start something.
Yeah.
If you don't feel like you're getting invited, like Jackson said, if you aren't invited, then invite somebody, because really you're the only one who knows what other agents you need. And sometimes I can look around the room of a conference and be like, I could really use Laura Blado did this really well a couple of years ago when she went to R4. She said, I need teams, or what I think it was team leadership people. So everybody who wants to talk about that, let's all get together. But you can do the same thing on a monthly call. You can be like, hey, I really want to build whatever it is. Let's talk about it. Does anybody want to do that? And you're welcome to do that in the Facebook group, but I think you would be better off doing it specifically.
Yeah.
Like if there's 8 agents that you think are really awesome at what they're doing, maybe 4 of them will have time to add a monthly call and let's get together and talk about it. They'll be glad that you did that. Or if they're not, then find 8 more agents until you do. It's going to be okay. Right. There's a lot of us that feel quiet, feel like nobody's talking to us, and like it might be beneficial to have a couple of partners to, give us a hug and a sucker.
Right.
A hug and a sucker.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
And a swat on the ass. Luxury in New Orleans was crazy hot. It's true. Hillary, I'm just a baby. I just get offended when I don't get invited to stuff. So
Hillary, speaking of babies, how's the baby? How old is he?
Hillary, how's the baby? Speaking of babies, why can't we put photos in the chat? Come on. That's really true.
Yeah.
A lot of them are in Texas. That does make it easier, except if you're 20 hours from Texas.
Yeah.
Even if you're on the border of Texas, I feel like you're 20 hours from Texas. 1+ months. And healthy? We need you to type faster, Hillary.
I'm not even seeing what 1+ months. I do see.
She's a little baby, 1+ months.
Oh.
She goes by the weeks. She doesn't know anymore. She can't keep track. It's 1+. It's over a month, so we're good. I don't even want to. That's how I feel about my age. I'm not in charge. I can't keep track. It changes every year. I don't want to know. I'm over 40. It's fine.
That's right. Okay. Are we wrapping it up, kids? Let's see what Hillary says. Oh, yes, please do.
2 months early. Yes, please send everyone photos. Can you just reply
is she
all
still
photos?
in the NICU? Wait, Hillary, is she still in the NICU or home now?
Came 2 months early in the NICU still, I think. So instead of Hillary sending all of us photos, how about we just go look at her Facebook profile? Because there's probably photos, right? Because then she doesn't Hillary, what we'd like to do is get you to send things to everyone. Can we make that on your list?
He's still in
Sure. Yeah, he's still in the NICU. Okay.
That's scary. I'm sorry, Hillary. Prayers.
Yeah.
Prayers.
No photos yet. None.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're just going to imagine his beautiful face in our minds and send you prayers.
That's right.
It's true.
Yeah, I always wish that there was no photos of the mama and that was a rule after birth, because man, do I look not great right after childbirth. My last 2 babies, I was just like, I'm going to put on all the makeup and we're going to have a makeup moment because I did not like looking back at those photos.
And that's how Allie felt, my daughter too. But I'll tell you now, her daughter is 2 years old and she says like like Allie hated these pictures that were taken of her, but her daughter looks and was like, Mommy, look, this is me and you, and look how beautiful you are. So Allie's like, no, I've got to quit about me focusing on me because my baby loves it and needs to see it, you know.
Hillary, girl, that's a thing. And I'm not talking about like a 500 person group, but that would be like a really powerful, like 15 women together. And probably you'd get some men too on their little babies. I think that would be fantastic.
Yeah. I'll have to put you in friends with my daughter too, Hillary, because she has a 5-week-old too, maybe 6.
So Hillary, Sadie Redmond was at Luxury with a 3-month-old.
Huh.
And now that's her 3rd child, but maybe somebody to connect with that's still
young and in the moment.
What's her beautiful name up in Washington? Damn it. The Little Mermaid. Beautiful, beautiful redhead. Her name is slipping. Come on, chat. Tell me who I'm talking about. The really pretty, she sings really well. She's very, like, she wears the CMN shirt with the faces on it.
Oh. Who is that?
She's always having, like, she's done 2 conferences with the new babies.
Nicole Service, right?
Nicole Service, yes.
Yep.
Nicole Service.
Oh,
she would be fun to have, even though she doesn't probably have a new one.
Balancing Hillary. They did do an auction there. That may be one good thing. I mean, I think they probably raised $20,000 at Luxury.
Yeah, Nicole. Thank you, Joseph. I didn't know Joseph was here. I don't even know what your group of, like, your list of people. Hi, everyone that I didn't notice because you didn't comment.
Hillary,
it's so lovely
Sadie,
to see all these lovely faces coming up.
Sadie that he was talking about is out of Kansas City. She and her husband, Chris, is her husband.
Yeah, she's in our office, actually.
Yeah, I don't think balancing's a thing, Hillary. I think it's actually impossible. Yeah. So, like, maybe if you let it go that you're supposed to be balancing things and just drop some things every once in a while and then bounce between what you're dropping, it's probably more realistic.
Yeah, agreed.
I like it.
Okay, I love it. But I'm getting tired, guys. I don't know about y'all.
Yep, I've got a dinner in 30
Nap
minutes.
time?
Okay.
Well, yes, the kids and I are going to finish our fall break.
Oh, we'll have fun fall break.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We've been together playing all weekend, so it's good. Baby in one arm, phone in the other. Man, I did 10 years of mama and then 10 years of real estate. That's my last 20. So I didn't have to do the phone and the baby. And that is a whole nother chapter. Like, I think you're exactly right that you need to get together with Anna Cole and Anna Duarte Cole and Nicole Service and other people who have been like in the thick of the real estate game and also really tired and emotionally trying to manage NICU and all of that. Yeah, I absolutely think you should find some like mamas in there. Go Mariners. Is that sports? Is that someone playing today? Girl, Lisa, I don't sports ball. I don't know what that means.
Sports either. I don't know.
Go Mariners. I can stand behind Lisa and pretend I do. It'll be fine. All right. Well, if anyone wants to come with me to the LGBT Real Estate Alliance thing in San Diego, it's going to be absolutely epic. Those are always epic. That's one of my very favorite conferences every year because it's just so much fun. And you learn things about how to help LGBT clients. That's awesome. Great. Thanks, Jennifer.
Thank y'all. It was amazing. And thank you.
This is the easiest interview I've ever had. I prefer to be on this side rather than answering the question.
Yeah. You know what? It's kind of fun to be on this side for once. So thank you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Wait, gift suggestion for a nurse. You're giving gifts to the nurse?
Oh.
I would give them a massage, but then I would make sure that they actually went.
I would think lunch or coffee. I think.
Something, I think, for the hospital. I mean, if there's a cafeteria, Starbucks, something in the hospital. But we had one phenomenal nurse. Our son was 2 months in the NICU, and it
matters.
One nurse made the experience different. You know,
they
had lots rotated through. We finally found one that said she gets our kid, and she stuck with them, and they're phenomenal. Some of those nurses.
Yeah. Dave wants to know day shift or night shift. I guess that would be different things.
I think anytime you're there, just to throw them some love, whether it be a DoorDash gift card or or anything just to say, hey, you've been amazing.
If it's a gift card, it has to be something like DoorDash that they can actually use, because ain't no way they're going to run over to wherever.
Right.
But I figure they just don't take enough care of themselves. So anything that helps them get through a 12-hour shift is probably going to be a good gift.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I love y'all.
Thank you.
I think we should all get on a plane and go fly over and smooch that baby. That's what I've decided.
Let's do it. It's not very far for me.
It can't be that far. It's fine. Oh, she didn't hear any of that. I'll call her and tell her what we said.
Yeah. Fabulous. Well, I love y'all. And thank
I have to go. I'm going to call Hillary now.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, guys.